Some other tips too is, especially in a creative field, get out and make stuff. That is the biggest thing that's going to help you build a portfolio, especially build it early when you can, and make sure your best stuff is on there.
It is day 2 of our Gasparilla Overload. I am very excited to bring on someone I met a few years ago in the Loth Center. We brought on Bert, right? Bert kicked us off this series with an incredible testimonial about his involvement in the Loth Center, amongst many things. And today we're bringing on Priscilla. Priscilla, thank you for joining me here on That Entrepreneur Show.
You're so welcome. I'm excited to be here. And fun fact, this is actually my very first podcast. So I'm excited to be on here with you and talk about some really good stuff today.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll do great. And everyone, I want to welcome you back to That Entrepreneur Show, the #1 podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs to navigate an industry with no textbook, no blueprint. I bring on experts in as many fields as I can with experienced entrepreneurs who have put in the work. I mentioned today's guest. She's over at the Loth Center. She also went through the Future Business Leaders of America to complete a certification there. So congratulations on that. And now she is in the scaling position, continuing to grow her company. And of course, it's Gasparilla week. So everyone, I want to wish you a happy Gasparilla. Now, Priscilla, let's take it from there before we get into the fun business talk. What is one of your favorite Gasparilla memories?
Oh my God. Being a Tampa resident, because I'm originally from Venice, Florida, and I, of course, went to the University of Tampa. Gasparilla is like a very fun time. Can be a little crazy, but it's a lot of fun. But one of my favorite memories is when I was at an RA, when I was an RA at the University of Tampa, we actually set up the residence hall main lobby for Gasparilla. It was a very fun pirate theme. We had like an inflatable treasure chest filled with goodies that residents could take with them. And it was a lot of fun. And the one Gasparilla I did go to with a couple friends, we got to go check out the boat parade, get a couple beads, and really kind of have a really fun time. Not too crazy, but very fun. And of course, one of my favorites is actually decorating for Gasparilla at the university where everybody can enjoy. And it was a lot of fun seeing people dressed up and all that good stuff.
I love it. Thank you for describing Gasparilla so well, everyone. It's a city-wide event where everyone comes together. We dress up like pirates, right? A lot of Buccaneers gear as well. And it's a whole lot of fun. It's a good break from work, right? It's a day in Tampa where if you're local, you're probably doing something fun, whether it's going to the parade or a friend or family member's house. But now, like I said, I met her in the Loth Center where entrepreneurship dreams come true. What led you, Priscilla, to want to even become an entrepreneur?
Led me to become an entrepreneur was the experience that I had with FBLA. And of course, the name is in itself, it's Future Business Leaders of America. And they put emphasis on, that entrepreneurial spirit. So with me, when I competed in their digital video production competition event, the topic for that event was creating a video for a small business that highlighted the reduce, reuse, recycle, the 3 Rs. And I had the idea of reaching out to an actual business like a consignment store to see if they would like a video. And all those cold calls turned into a yes. And I was able to complete a video not only for the competition, but for the St. Mark's Episcopal Church in Venice. And they really loved the video. Not only did it highlight the story of the consignment store itself and their history, but of course what they do and how they give back to the community. And it was a fan favorite. And by that experience alone, I received a very nice letter from the head of the church thanking me not only for the video, but the impact that it had on the church and their consignment store. And that is kind of one of the reasons why I started my video production and photography business, because I can see the value in the storytelling that videos can have and the impact that it has not only on the individual, but the growth of a business as a whole. It can really help put that business's message out there to the masses.
Yes, well, congratulations on that. I'm sure that letter felt very heartwarming. As in entrepreneurship, you never should seek external validation, but when you realize it's not just you watching you or you listening to you, it helps you keep going and keep pushing forward. And when you were getting started, Priscilla, what were some of the harder parts of becoming an entrepreneur, right? Being all on your own.
The hardest part is the trial and error. There's no blueprint. Everybody operates a business differently. For me, it's okay, I have a skill set. I know how valuable it is. How can I reach that to people? How can I tell you, hey, this is the value of what I am bringing to you? And really just, setting up the business side of things. I know in creative fields, a lot of people want to focus on the creative side of things. And while that's all in good and very fun, it's very important to focus on the business side. How can you reach out to clients? How can you market yourself essentially? And my degree is in mass media communication. I am not a marketer, but I had marketing friends and I asked them, I said, hey, how can I market myself towards people and tell them, hey, this is me, this is who I am, and this is what I do? And really, I would say hardest, but it's the most rewarding part, is just getting yourself out there. You cannot be afraid to get yourself out there and say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do.
Yes, being comfortable, being in front of people, talking about what you do. It's not easy at first, but if you're in the right spot, it certainly gets easier as you craft your elevator pitch, right? Things in the load center we talk about. And as you network, you want to be strategic. You don't want to go to a networking event with 500 business cards and that's your goal to give them out. Let's find some people that can actually make a difference with you, help each other grow. And you highlighted that with the amazing network you met over at the FBLA. Your network is your net worth, right? The more people in your network, the more people that you can serve and that can help you. And now, as I mentioned, she's scaling. She's doing some remarkable stuff. Now, what have been the challenges for you when it comes to scaling?
In terms of the challenges of scaling, it is how do you differentiate yourself from others? Because yes, there's a lot of people out there that can do the same what I do, but it is okay, how am I different? What sets me apart, right? And most of the time you will have, people that, do focus on like the technical side of things like that. I'm a person that focuses on the story side of things. I will sit and take the time with clients and I want to know more about you. Yes, well, I know this is business. I want to know who you are, what you're passionate about. What are you hoping to get out of this video? What are you hoping to get out of? What is your end goal? And I will make sure that that video encompasses your end goal and reaches the people that your audience, like that is who you want to reach. And that is, to me, is like also another challenging part is setting yourself aside, but it is most importantly, it is worth it. And of course it comes back to don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Network like your life depends on it, because in most cases it does. And by being able to network, by being able to have the confidence and say, hi, so and so, this is who I am, it really does help. And it will also get that next level up, get your foot up, get your foot into the door and say, hello, this is who I am. And of course, sometimes in creative fields, you do have the unfortunate part where you see other people as competition. I don't see that. I see that as another opportunity to network and to meet with people. And you never know what can happen by networking and meeting with people. You could be a photographer for behind the scenes on a film set, or working on a film set in any kind of role, in a production role. And it's because of networking. It's not seeing people as competition, but it all comes down to networking.
I love that message. Again, we're highlighting a lot of stepping outside your comfort zone. And as you network, right, you continue to grow your own skill set. What are some tips or overall entrepreneurial hacks, whatever you'd like to call them, some things that really work well for you? That way we can help out some other entrepreneurs tuning in or viewing in with some of the reels.
Some good tips I have. Again, another one's going to be the networking. Go to networking events. I had the opportunity to go to an Adobe event. It was free. It was in downtown Tampa at Armature Works a couple years ago. And granted, while they did highlight some of the new features coming to their Adobe products, I was mostly interested in the networking side. And I even ran into some fellow UT faculty in the film department that I got to network and hang out with. And they have been some of the most wonderful faculty members and mentors I have ever met. And I love the networking side because I want to tell people, shout it from the rooftops, hi, this is me, this is what I do. And I'm not afraid to say that. So networking, of course. Some other tips too is, especially in the creative field, get out and make stuff. That is the biggest thing that's going to help you build a portfolio, especially build it early when you can, and make sure your best stuff is on there. But also have your friends come into projects. If you have a friend that wants to get into modeling, tell them, hey, I am trying to get into photography, or I want to do modeling photography, whatever it may be. Would you like to collaborate? And 9 times out of 10, people are going to say yes. And spec work too. For a class I had at the University of Tampa, it was actually a law class, and we were studying different court cases. And long story short, I did one about Colgate-Palmolive and what happened with false advertising. And I said, okay, I'm going to make an actual commercial in my kitchen. And I did. It was a cereal commercial for Special K, and it was a spec ad. And I put that spec ad on my YouTube channel. I mean, within instantaneously, it garnered over 1,000 views. So I now have that in my portfolio saying, hey, if you would like to do any commercials, whether it's like food, things like that, this is the sample work that I have to show. So just don't be afraid to get out there and make stuff. Most people, they're spending their weekends binge watching favorite shows. I'm guilty of that too. But also take the time to just get out and make things and enjoy being out in the people. I love going out and taking pictures. One of my favorite cameras is those instant Polaroids, and some of my favorite times is just going out and taking pictures with the film cameras, because it's just to me, it's a wonderful way to spend my Saturday. But really network, get out there and make things. And I would say be involved. Find organizations that highlight or have your interest at heart. So like with me, FBLA, of course, while it focuses on the business side of things, they had interests that I liked, and that was competing with video production. But also not only that, I met some incredible people in FBLA that have become lifelong friends. I also did social media work on their collegiate team as well. And the connections and friendships I made there, they are long lasting. And I still talk to a lot of these people today. And really, it's getting out there, getting involved. Don't be afraid to get involved. Really, don't. You might say, oh, this is stupid. I'm not going to do anything. Don't get involved. You are in charge of your career pathway. Only you can helm that ship and steer that ship in the direction that you want to go in. Don't be passive, be active. Be active in the career that you want to go for, and research the steps and look into it on how you can take that career pathway to the next level.
So many amazing points. I don't even know where to start. And before we get into a little more of what you said there, I love how you highlighted being creative. Creativity is not only great for your mental health, it's something that the world needs more of. And at my point with a finance degree, I went to get my MBA. I realized maybe I'm not meant to sit behind a desk forever, and that works well for some, but for me, it wasn't right. I still tried, went back to corporate, and then I started creating. I didn't like the opportunities in front of me, so I started creating. I didn't have a budget. I wrote a book, started a podcast. That slowly turned into a career, right? But you have to go out there and create the opportunities for yourself, because no one's going to come handing them to you, right? Once in a while, something great comes your way, right? Of course, you'll have some incoming requests, but if it works out, is a whole nother story. So excellent points there. And you mentioned getting involved, right? If someone is in Tampa, where you are, what are some ways they can get involved, whether clubs, organizations, meetups, things that you're a part of or know of?
I would say look into meetups. And funny you should mention that. My mom, she said, hey, this guy, he does photography meetups and walkthroughs. You should join and do it. And I did. And it's fun. It's a great way to meet people. And I know with the Gen Z demographic, there is that it's hard to get out and meet people. It's hard to get out and meet people if you don't go out and meet people. So look around on Instagram. I know most people aren't on Facebook anymore, but look around on Instagram and your community flyers and get involved. And especially with clubs too. I know once you kind of get older and past the school stage, it's hard to get out and meet people. But seriously, go online and find clubs and find groups, whether that's could be Discord servers or Facebook groups. Get out there and meet people. You go to clubs, even if you're involved or something. I know I have a lot of friends that like playing pickleball at the pickleball club in Tampa. That's also a great way to meet people, because you're not just talking about pickleball, you're also talking about who you are as a person, your hobbies and your interests. And that's really a good way. Find organizations that you are into and go out and do things. I know like art centers, if a lot of them sometimes will offer classes that are really good price, and you can go and take photography classes. Sometimes they do photography competitions, things like that. And I had did one before, and it's really a lot of fun because you're meeting other people that have the same interests as you, and you can learn from that, because I don't know everything. There's stuff that I don't know. And by talking to people, you can learn things that maybe you never thought of or didn't know before. And that's also a really nice way to get out and meet people. Really just get out there, look to see what's going on. If you have like friends or anything, or even just a simple Instagram post could be like, hey, I'm gonna go out and do a photography walk. If you don't have to be good, just come on out, and it's a lot of fun and stuff like that. So really just take initiative to go and meet people and get involved in whatever you like to do and whatever you're in.
Love the message you're continuing to promote, the power of yes, you can do it. You just have to do it, right? I
Right.
know it can be overwhelming, especially if you're an introvert, to go into a huge networking event. You don't know where to start. But as she's mentioned, right, these great conversations don't have to happen only at events. You can go play pickleball where you're not leading with business and sales and buy from me, buy from me. You're leading into forging relationships. And something I learned as an entrepreneur is that sales follow when you stop chasing sales, right? Chase relationships. And then even with the podcast process, right? There's 8 steps: networking, preparing, recording, editing, uploading, follow up, market, rinse, and repeat. That networking spot, it's not just for people who are great guests like you as an entrepreneur. It's, oh, you have a huge network. Who might you know that could be a good fit for this show? And that lesson can apply to your business too. Okay, you have people in your corner already, right? Who want to help you, like you talked about. People want to collab, they want to help. They may not be in the position or want to buy something, but a lot of people, not all, but many will love to give back through their story, through their experiences. So I absolutely love that. Before I let you go, though, I always love to round out the show with a question. If you could choose to sit down with any entrepreneur, dead or alive, to help you on your journey, who's your pick?
That is a very good question. And it's like, if you don't like, if somebody asks you who's your favorite kid, really say who's your favorite. But to me, it is so hard to choose because there's a lot of people out there. One of them I would love to talk about is Clyde Butcher. And he is a photographer based here in Florida. He does a lot of work with the Grand Cypress National Park out there in the Everglades. And he takes black and white pictures on these large medium format cameras. I mean, if you think of those old school cameras that have like the accordion that comes out, that's him. That's what he shoots on. And he has a gallery in my hometown. And I would love to ask him, in terms of entrepreneurship, how do you take that craft and really tell people, this is what I do? How do you take that craft and market it? What were your failures before you started? What do you do now that you learned from, like your experiences? What did you learn from that you know now that you could have done something different, things like that? So it's more so of like, okay, what do you know now that you didn't know before that really helps you? And he has his works everywhere, and they're so beautiful, these cypress trees. And I think it comes to getting out there, but really I would like to ask, what did you not know that you know now that helps you?
I love that. You don't know what you don't know. So if you're out here following Priscilla's lead, networking, asking questions, only good things will follow. It's been an absolute honor to see her growth from when I met her to see where she's at today and how she's continuing to still push it and grow and grow. So I have to give a big shout out to the Lowe Center for forming this connection. And everyone, remember to subscribe so you don't miss not only tomorrow's Gasparilla episode, but all these amazing entrepreneurs just like Priscilla. Speaking of Priscilla, the amazing entrepreneur, where can we find you online?
You can find me online at my website, Priscilla W. That videography is also linked on my Instagram, and you can also find me on my Instagram as well, Priscilla W_video. So I post all my work on there, what I do when I have what's happening, me out, everything that I shoot, stuff like that. And of course, you can also find me on LinkedIn at Priscilla Wiedemeyer Videography. So you can just type in my name, and you'll find me everywhere on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all that good stuff.
I love it, everyone. Well, be sure to connect with her. She's a great resource, especially if you're in the Tampa community. And it is Gasparilla week, right? So please be careful, have fun, and make sure to make some memories, because when you're not in Tampa, you'll continue to reflect on this day, right? Some of the glimpses that you still put together in your brain. My name is Vincent A. Lancier. Please subscribe to stay current, leave a review, share with a friend who might find this show valuable. And with that, we're signing off for another bonus Gasparilla Overload episode. Priscilla, thanks a ton.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I would love to hear your feedback. What did you love? What do you want to see more of? Are there any questions you would like me to ask the guests who come on the show? This show is not possible without you, the amazing listeners, so please email us at podcastsbylancy@gmail.com and let us know what you think. We'll also feature you on a later show. Please remember to subscribe to stay current with our amazing community of guests who will continue to come on the show, sprinkled in with solo episodes from me. Vincent A. Lancy. With that, I look forward to introducing more shows to you each and every week. And with that, we're signing off today. Enjoy the episodes and make it a great day ahead.